It is Danny, Dave, and more. We get our weekly visit with Ryan Rowland-Smith, and he's here with us. Ryan, what's going on?
I'm here, guys. I'm out of the traffic. I'm a local now.
Yeah, we were excited.
You don't sound like a local.
We talked to you last week when you were on your way up the coast.
Yeah, that's right. I was in the car and cruising up. Nice 101 freeway up along the Oregon coast. It's beautiful. So we had a blast. Yeah, so I'm here now, though. We got in a couple days ago, and yeah, it's just good to be back and here through the rest of the season.
And now you're here. And since you've come back, Edwin Diaz has pitched approximately every single day. And same with Nick Vincent. How long can they keep it up? Their bullpen's been awesome, but, man, they're bearing a lot of the stress.
It's interesting you mentioned Diaz. I wanted to see how he responded last night. I saw him come out, 10th inning too. It's one of those situations where, the game's tired, something happens, and boom, you got to get up quick. He responded really well. Physically, he responded really well. The velo was up, and he was trusting that fastball. The timeout before that, when he was in, where they were right before that in Chicago, it was slider, and the slider was good. But I want to see him when he is at his best. It's when he's commanding that fastball. And I've said this a bunch. I've said this in the pregame show over on Root Sports, and I've talked to you guys about this as well. That he's not gonna be a command pitcher. He just isn't. He's gonna be inconsistent with that command. But if he can just trust that fastball and be around the zone, he's going to be lights out. And that's what I saw last night. And I saw that on that fourth day. So that is a huge, huge plus for me.
Hey, did you kind of feel sorry for Miranda? We were just talking about Ariel Miranda because the evening for him fell apart in the bottom of the sixth. But have you ever been a part of that where, he gets Altuve to ground out, Reddick lined out, and then all of a sudden the hit parade comes, and then they tie the game up, actually take the lead by the end of the inning.
Yeah.
What's that like as a pitcher?
Yeah, it's definitely a mental thing. You get into the sixth inning, and I feel like with Miranda, he's done such a good job of that last, I call it that last 20% in the tank, that last 80 pitch to that 100 pitch mark. And he was getting to the end there, and all of a sudden, boom, you get 2 quick outs. You're like, oh, I'm cruising. You see the light at the end of the tunnel. Like, I've put together a really good body of work. And then all of a sudden, 2-0 count, 2-1 count, 3-1 count. And all of a sudden, you start thinking, okay, what is going on? I need one more out. And it's one of those things that, don't think of the pink elephant. What do you think of when you start thinking, oh, what's about to happen? The wheels are about to come off. It's happened a bunch to me, trust me.
Yeah.
And I think, Jim's over here smiling. We talked in the break about a few things about something I'm doing on Monday to do with that. But it's happened to me a bunch, where you're so close and you've done so many things right. I thought he threw the ball really well. Take away that last little ending. I thought he threw the ball really well. But that stuff happens, and it's from the neck up. It's definitely a mental thing.
I have an easier time busting his chops when he's on the phone than when he's in person, just a few feet away from me.
Are you afraid of him?
Yeah, so
you should be.
No, he's a good.
He's a nice guy, but you got to watch out for those nice guys. When they snap, it's over.
Let's go, Jim. Let's hear it, man.
What do you got for him?
All right. Well, you want me to give it to you? Okay. All right. So what are you doing now? You're going to throw out a first pitch, and this is part of the 40-year anniversary for the Mariners, correct?
That's correct. On Monday, yes, I'm throwing out the ceremonial first pitch. It's a huge honor for me. And we talked about it in the break. And
so what? I mean, did they run out of other prominent Mariners they could have called to do this? Or
there it is.
I was bugging the life out of them. I said, guys, I'm in town. Please let me do this. And said, okay, all right. There's a Monday night. Let's fill it. Let's go. You got it, dude. Just get out there and do it.
Yeah, because I can vaguely remember you even being on the team.
Now you got to
See,
go.
That's
there.
where you just your judgment. Bad
Look at everybody
decision.
shaking their head.
Come on,
Well,
Jim.
I know it's just a bad decision. That one. That's not funny. And it was just, it's below
See,
the
what
line.
I don't understand, Jim, is that he's here trying to do us a favor by appearing on the radio show, and you've got to go and insult him.
I couldn't wait to see Jim. I mean, I said to my wife, we're driving over. I said, let's just go in. Let's not do it from remotely. Let's get in there and sit. I said, I can't wait to see Jim. It's been so long. It's been since spring training.
Yeah, and this
First
is what
thing
you
he
get.
says to me.
Isn't it true though? And it's true here in America. I'm assuming it is in Australia too. That the guys you like the most are the ones that you bust the chops the most on.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. You know what? When I was a rookie, I'm not going to name names, but I was a rookie, and I used to cop it. Some of the veterans would just like be all over me. I'm like, man, I can't get a break. Like, why aren't they wearing out this guy or this guy? By the end of the season, I'm sure Dave's dealt with this too. When you're talking about rookie hazing and this and that.
Yeah.
And at the end of the year, they said, look, the only reason we're all over you is because we like you. because you're a good kid. I was 24 years old. I was like, oh, okay, that makes me feel better.
But there are lines, right? Like you don't talk about a guy's play on the field. Like I know in football it was about your courage or whatever. You know, girlfriend, wife off the table. That's not good. You know, and then you know sometimes personal business and stuff like that. There's a line there. I mean, it's good natured. That's the difference, Jim. That's what you don't get.
No, but honestly,
that's what you don't get.
Okay, in the scheme of things, Ryan Rowland-Smith, growing up in Australia, I mean, defying all the odds, being a major league pitcher.
That's why he should be out there.
I mean, you know, that's
trying to turn it around.
That's how I honestly feel about it. I mean, everybody beats the odds if you're in the major leagues, and you did it. And so I just like giving you a hard time.
Just speaking of Australia, so I've got my best friend's actually coming over. He's going to be here on Monday. And I said, hey, man, I get to throw out the first pitch. I was like, you know, should I tell him I'm doing that or should I just roll out on the field? And he's like, what's he doing out there? But I said to him, hey, I'm throwing out the first pitch. And this is, you know, this is my close circle of friends. And he the first thing he said, and I'll be honest with you, he's like, hold on a second. You got Griffey, Buhner, Dan Wilson. He starts naming off these names. He goes, how did you slide into that? And I said, hey, man, it must have been just a slow Monday night or something. I don't know.
Well, those guys have already done it, right?
They've already done it, yeah.
Okay, so you were saying, and I asked Blowers this one time, and I was like, how hard? Because we had Clayton throwing out the first pitch. I'm like, come on, man, can it be that hard? And you're a pitcher, and you're telling me that you're actually a little nervous about this.
No, I'm really nervous. I think my wife's sick of hearing about it. Because here's the deal. when you're on the field, you're wearing spikes, first of all, right? And anytime you have to throw at 40%, look, I airmail balls all the time. And I can say this now, I'm done playing, but that anytime a bunt coming back to me, anything from the first base line to the mound, anything in that area, I think I'm 9 for 11 in airmails into the stands, throwing that ball away.
Yeah,
so there could be some airmailing into the back net. But you know what? I'm gonna if I do that, I'm just gonna own it. Embrace it. No, but I am nervous because you know what?
But there's pressure on you too because you're a pitcher.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, and I'll be wearing suit shoes. I'll be wearing nice clothes. Out of my element. So it'll be interesting. We'll see.
There's no way. There's absolutely no way you'll be as bad as Bill Kruger, though. Did you see his?
I didn't. No.
What?
It was
Kruger?
terrible. Kruger threw it in the dirt. Yeah, it was really bad. Yeah.
Well, it's been a while. I mean, when you don't throw for a while, I'm telling you, I went to that Hall of Fame thing about a month ago where I had to pitch. And I was hurt the next day. I couldn't throw a strike. I was hurt the next day. So when it's been a while, fair enough. You know what? It's okay if you have to own it, right? If you're 50 Cent, I mean, I guess he owned it. Anyone see Mariah Carey in Japan?
Did she have a bad one?
Do yourself a favor and YouTube that. That is the worst.
Mariah Carey.
It is 100 times worse than
Okay,
50
but
Cent.
I think one of the worst ones is John Wall, who is a professional athlete. And I'm like, come on, man, did you ever throw a snowball or a rock when you were a kid? And same thing, Clayton out there. I mean, you'd expect that from like a journalist. No offense, guys. But,
How'd Clayton do?
Clayton was terrible. He was looking at third base for some reason and like threw across his body.
Well, you get one throw though.
I know. It's pressure, man.
But I will say that here's a little, backstage. Apparently, and I found this out. This is how absurd I'm getting with trying to prep and get over the nerves. You can go warm up in the batting cage. You can go down there and throw a few warm ups. So I'm going to have to get 40 or 50 reps in before I get out there.
Ryan, let me tell you something. You better smile, man. You got to go out there and smile because
have to own it.
I see that already, man. You're like you're getting pumped up yeah.
We're talking to Ryan Rowland-Smith.
You're going to throw junk or just a straight fastball?
I might have to and just make that my excuse. If I spike at 50 feet, I was trying to throw a curve.
Try to get him to bite on it.
Throw a shot put down there. Yeah.
Sam Gaviglio starting tonight. What have we seen from him? This is kind of the rotation they're going with. Giovanni Gallardo has looked better in the bullpen, although he got saved last night by Gene Segura's defense. What do we expect from Sam tonight? It's
interesting. We talked about this a week ago, and they made the move to option him down to and that's basically a paper move, knowing you got the break and everything else. We all know that. And I remember you guys asked, hey, is it going to be Gallardo or Gaviglio? I think he's earned that spot. He really has, and they know that too. The last time out was a hiccup. He didn't throw the ball well at all. This is going to be an interesting test for him. This is when you're a rookie, when you're a young guy, and you first of all had the first bump in the road, because that was the first bump in the road for him. It really was. He was cruising. Was he stellar? Was he, Andrew Moore out of the gates? No, but he was really, really consistent. So he had his first bump in the road. If he can make that adjustment, and this game's all about making adjustments, and when you're a rookie pitcher like he is, you can go one way or the other. So if he can, figure out what he did, last time out, and really try and say, you know what, this is my spot in the rotation. This is it. I have to hone this, and this is it. Because the other thing too, the other factor, and just to bring up with him, he's been optioned down. I'm not sure if they gave him a clear indication the day he went in that office and they sent him down. That's another factor of it too. Mm-hmm. You know, that can mess with your head a little bit. Okay, they're willing to option me down right now. Trade deadline's coming up. If he can block all that stuff out, figure out what he did last time, watch the film or whatever it is, I think he's going to be okay. I really believe strongly that he is going to be a part of this rotation the next couple of months. And he's flying under the radar a little bit because he's not going that 7th inning shutout or seven innings, 1 run. But I feel like he can be really good. And he reminds me a lot of Doug Fister. I've said this a few times. Doug got off to that first start where he was consistent. If you remember when he came up with the Mariners, all of a sudden he just got over that hump, and next thing you know, he's going 6, 7 innings, 1 run, 2-run ball. And sure enough, I mean, the Mariners, sent him off and made a trade. But you look at the way Doug Fister's pitched in the last few years, and he's slowly trying to make a comeback.
Hey, Curtis Rogers just rejoined us from Portland. He's back here, and I thought he had a good question, Ryan. We're talking about when you look at the trade deadline and you're a member of a team like you were with the Mariners, what does it say to you if a team makes a big move, or conversely, if they don't make a move at all?
It's a really good question. I remember in 2007, I was a rookie, and I was kind of that fringe guy. Jim, you should remember, I was one of the most memorable players in this franchise. Right?
Apparently, he doesn't remember anything, but he is also very old. So.
Yeah. But I remember I came back from that deadline, and the Mariners didn't make one move at the deadline. That was Bill Bavase in 2007. And I walked in, I was like, oh, sweet, I'm staying put. And I have to pack my bags and go back to AAA. The veterans weren't happy about it. At that point in time, we were right there. We were a game or two back from the Angels at that point. And you had some older guys who were upset. And I was trying to figure out, being a young guy, as to why they're so upset. It lasted for a couple of days. It can definitely send a message to the clubhouse. But on the flip side of that, this next couple of weeks or next 2 weeks is huge for them. You know what? If you want us to, as a front office, if you want us to go out and make a move, show us what you can do this next couple of weeks, because everyone knows what's hot at the moment. There's a big, the trade deadline's very impulsive. Teams go out and make moves that maybe they regret in 2 weeks after or whatever, because all of a sudden it's a trade deadline and here's an opportunity to grab something. So it can be really impulsive. So I think these next couple of weeks, you know what? Guys, and they're playing amazing right now. They came out of the break and they look so good. So much fight, in that roster. Defense, offense, pitching. But these next couple of weeks, it's, show me, if you guys want us to make a move, show me what you got. Let's get over that 500 mark and see where we're at, and we'll make a move.
He is Ryan Rowland-Smith. Ryan, it's great to see you.
Yeah,
it's great to have you in person. We love having you each week, and we look forward to it the rest of the season. It's Danny David Moore. Can the Mariners get over the hump? We'll tell you next.